women do not date out of their race enough, and God, please release my sisters from the shackle of only dating black men. I feel like it's time for us to explore our options. It's way more of life to see, way more experiences to have.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as per the title, guys, you can see in today's video, I'm sorry guys, but it's gonna be dust all over the place because as you guys can see, this video is ultimately full with a ton of dust bucket who's coming out here giving their dusty opinion that absolutely no one asked for. So these male, because whenever we know that a successful, beautiful black woman went out here and she was smart enough to not choose one of the least producing males of society, whenever those relationships, or in this case a marriage, do come to a demise, we already know these male are the first one to come out here and talk about it, right? But one thing that they're not going to talk about, regardless of this woman getting a divorce from this white man, these men aren't going to come out here and say that black woman and white man relationship / marriage, they are indeed the most successful relationship on this planet Earth. And we know the reason why these male aren't going to come out here and say that is because we already know these male are literally the biggest hypocrite to ever walk this planet Earth. They hate the fact that black woman and white men, they literally have the most successful union. In comparison to them, the least producing males of society and their preferences, we already know those type of relationship are the one that are always failing the most. But nonetheless, I wanted to come on here and talk about, again, a ton of dusty who's out here commenting on this very much beautiful, successful black woman relationship, what she decided to do with her life, her divorce, and basically coming out here crying because this very much successful, beautiful black woman decided that she didn't want to go out here and marry to the dust. Guys, listen to all of this dustiness and then we will come back with more.
And divorce, right?
Yeah.
And I said that I was surprised. I didn't know that she was married for one, and then also I didn't know that she was married to a white dude.
Yeah, she keep him tucked. She just keep him tucked.
Cool. I did say that it's interesting to me because I do have a little bit of a that's interesting feel when I see someone that I consider kind of pro-black married to someone who's white.
I feel less like that for black women than I do for black men who make that same choice.
All right, now
Wait.
you got a rebuttal for that?
Less like
No, I want.
I don't.
Let him elaborate, please.
I do a double take in both cases. I don't judge. I'm not the person that says you don't love.
I'm not judging.
You're not pro-black. I don't say that. But I make a different choice because I know a lot of the black women I find in those powerful positions who end up with white men, black men didn't choose them, and so they're often going where they're loved. I'll give you an example. When Whoopi Goldberg started dating Ted Danson, an old school reference for black people was mad. And you know what Whoopi said? How many of y'all would date me? That was her rhetorical question. And obviously, she never encountered those dudes, but most niggas I know that was talking shit wouldn't have dated Whoopi Goldberg.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you say to the athlete that says the exact same thing, that they didn't want me?
No,
There's a lot of them dudes that say, yo, I wasn't, they didn't want me when I was in school and none of that shit. So I went over there where I was wanted.
That feels a little
say that
different.
all the time.
And all the time.
Say it all the
The
time.
man's opinion is not going to be validated in this instance. So it's almost a futile
That's what it sounds like.
argument.
It just feels like apples and oranges. It just feels like apples and
And it's
oranges.
No,
not.
it's not.
And it
Obviously
shouldn't be.
No, here's why it's apples and oranges. It's a difference between saying Whoopi Goldberg is in the NFL, and they still don't want her.
Okay.
Yo, I gotta jump in really quick here. I didn't want to say it the first time because I didn't want to be ignorant. Whoopi's getting slid by black dick.
Yo.
That's happened in life. If we need to bleep that, we can. But I just don't want to keep painting Whoopi out
Like
to be
there was no black man that found her.
I think Whoopi Goldberg is beautiful. And sincerely, for me, it's just about.
She may not have been a sex symbol, but
No, I think she's a sex symbol.
she's been famous her whole life. The same rules apply.
For sure, anybody who's famous can get somebody at all times. But what she, I'm just saying what she communicated outwardly, which was nobody was trying to wife. She wasn't trying to get wifed. You know what I mean? I don't know what she's getting slid in, but I'm saying she wasn't getting wifed. That was her thing. And certainly not by the black equivalent of Ted Danson, who was a huge star / sex symbol in the 1980s. I mean, he was the biggest thing going at one point.
Oh, for real?
Ted Danson.
Yeah. Ted
Yeah.
Danson was the
Cheers.
man. Cheers.
Yeah.
And they did the blackface
He was
thing,
Sam
yeah.
on Cheers, right?
Yeah, then they fucked it up.
So when I talk to black women who had these experiences, a lot of times what I hear them say is, and not all of them, I know some of them just went to white schools and just don't love black people. That's a different thing. That's different. But what I'm saying is somebody like Quinta, who I know didn't have that experience. I know what Quinta grew up. We went to the same high school. You know what I mean? I'm much older, but like, I know what her experiences were. I know she loves black people, and I know that before she was on, she wasn't getting that level of attention and care. Or let me not speak for her. A lot of black women in her position were not. And so I'm assuming that I'll be more inclined to read her more with more grace than I would somebody who had different options. That's all I'm saying. And I think the difference between Ice, what you're saying, and what the other thing is, it's one thing to say, when I was poor, I couldn't get this type of person, and now or when I wasn't famous, I couldn't get this type of person. That's a legitimate concern. But there were black women that would
pull your mic up, Mark.
There were black women that would choose black men in that time. Maybe not the ones you wanted. Maybe not the ones but that's different to me than.
What's the difference? Because you kind of caping right now.
I'm not caping.
You are
Very
caping.
much caping.
You are
caping.
Both sides.
I want to hear from
What I'm
Mark.
saying is they're different. You can still think that they're wrong, but they're not the same thing.
They are, because you just said that, the black athlete could have got black women, maybe not the ones he wanted. So
Same
equivalently, on the opposite side of that
Quinta
spectrum, Quinta or any other black woman could have gotten a black
dude.
man, and maybe
Just
not the
not the
man
one
that
she
she
wanted.
wanted.
And what I'm saying is what they're communicating is they haven't been successful in that way. They haven't been able to do
So
that.
That's what the black man was saying.
But I'm not hearing black men say that. If they're saying that, that's different. I'm not hearing them say.
That's what Ice's argument
That's what
was.
I said.
Ice said that, the men are saying that they didn't like me.
Yeah, but the they he's talking about are often the biracial, long hair down their back.
You make
That's an assumption. That's an assumption.
That's an assumption.
That's an assumption.
You
It's not an
doing that.
assumption.
You
Let
are,
me
yes,
finish.
it is.
You
said
inserted
that
that
they are
You
also
telling me that an
talking-
all-state NFL, an all-state high school player, or an all-American college player couldn't get a woman? That's what you're telling me.
Maybe not the one that he wanted.
Maybe not the one that he
Before he
wanted.
became All-American.
What I'm saying is I have seen directly the equivalent of that in entertainment on the women's side have something different. Now, again, you can still make the argument that they should make a different choice. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying I read them with more grace. There's a difference between saying, before I got famous, nobody wanted me, and saying, even when I'm famous, they don't want me. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying they're not the same.
No, but you are creating that narrative to support your idea.
No, I'm saying that's what they say.
The same way So listen, cool, because we gonna start screaming.
Yeah.
Why did you dismiss Ice saying this is what they are saying?
I'm not dismissing it. I'm saying it's not. All I'm saying is they're two different cases. They're not. It's not the male equivalent of that. Saying they didn't want me before when I was broke is not the same thing as saying.
Ice didn't bring up money. Ice said,
No,
they don't want me.
That's all I said.
You said before I got on. The
He
implication.
didn't say
No,
that.
but I said back then.
What's back
they
then?
did-
Before what?
When I was in high school or whatever. When
you weren't famous
They were
and
not
when you didn't have
checking
money.
for me. The women that I tried to holler at was
Okay,
not
so what's the
checking for me.
difference when they were in high school and now?
You just said, you can't tell me that an All-American can't get a
Oh,
girl.
now they're in a relationship.
You just said an All-American can't get a girl. He don't have no money. You said that.
Right, but to me, the turning point isn't the all. I don't think the narrative
I'm
they
using
have.
what you said.
Right, but I wasn't starting with. For me, the back then is before college, not before NFL. That's what I'm saying. Because I think once.
So if you
once
using that
have a
as the
projection
black
toward
woman saying before college they didn't want me?
Pull your mic up.
You serious?
Say that again.
You're saying that the black woman said before college? Because now we got...
No, I'm saying it's even worse. That's my point.
Let me ask you a
I'm saying
specific-
successful black women are still having that problem. Black women who are at the top of their fields are still having a problem finding a peer.
I hate,
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I can't do? I hate that because my girl is white. I really can't expound on this
Let
situation.
me just ask
Yes,
my
you can.
Because I really want to... Yo, dog, that's not
Crack his
true.
muffin, cuz.
That's not true, number one. And what you got to stop doing...
When you say it's not true, what do you mean it's not true? What do you mean it's not true?
That the successful black women are not finding these men that
Based
want
on
them.
what?
Based on whatever you said that they...
No, I'm basing it on statistics. Well, on what basis are you saying that they're able to find them?
You said you was basing it on what they told you. That's
No.
what you said.
I'm saying that the women who I speak to have this experience, yes.
Yeah.
But on terms of evidence, black women are the least marriageable group when matched by their education and their income. They're the least racial group likely to marry somebody of their same education or income by facts.
Cool. I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
So let me start.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying it's not
I'm
just anecdotal.
agreeing with you.
Right.
Cool. So now this is a numbers game, and I don't want you to cut me off. I want you to hear my
Let
point.
me see if I can move out the way so it's necessary.
No, he good.
But I don't want to voice a guy talking to you for the whole time.
Fam, so listen to this.
Yeah.
If now you start to
Good.
talk about...
Now y'all getting into
Yeah,
promo land now.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all getting into promo land now.
When you start talking about successful black women, right? When you start talking about successful black women, I want you to now put two parameters on what success means so that I can continue.
I just did.
What are the
Success,
parameters?
it said money and education.
I did too. I said
Give me a dollar amount and give me an educational level. So we don't have no gray area. Corey, cut the stove on real
For
quick.
me,
It's early.
it's
No,
about.
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Let them get it. Let them
No,
get
I'm
shit
go
on.
ahead, go ahead. Saying, let me
Yeah,
see it. I don't
interrupting
smell
them.
nothing yet. Is all I'm saying.
Not to turn it on.
College degree is 6
Nah,
figures a
yeah,
year.
Masters, and how much?
You're distracting them.
That's not exactly my argument.
I'm asking you to
You
set the
said these are the two
parameters.
parameters.
Ice, it's a 1v1.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Let's start with my question. I got
Get out of here.
I'm waiting because I still got something else
Help
for
move
him.
this shit
Pause.
along.
What I'm saying is, that for me, the metric of success was finding somebody who was matched. So if we both have master's degree, sure. But if I'm a doctor and you see what I'm saying? It's about the match for me. Now
So, all right. So now
Is that reasonable?
No, it's not. But I'm gonna still go.
Why-
with
why
your-
is that not reasonable?
Because you're not setting parameters. So I
I am
can't-
setting a parameter. I'm saying someone of your same level.
Can I
That
ask
is a
a question?
parameter. It's just not the
Can I
one
ask
you
a
want.
question? Is this argument about entertainers or about educating successful?
Now I'm just going
black
across the
men?
board. It's just I'm saying
people.
that's my point. This is a bigger societal issue. Or it's not. Quentin Brunson is just one person.
So
But I think it's more. I think just to bring it all back to how it all started. I think Imani was kind of speaking on people who are in the entertainment business, who are out front and who are leading, who
Yeah,
are
with
on
some of their
screens
thoughts
and stuff
and
like that,
views.
and like add like those public figures. So I actually think just for the sake of the,
Okay,
but if y'all gonna move the combo to somewhere else, then take it somewhere else. Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
For sure. I'm not in it.
So this is my point, right? Because this is what happens. It's a numbers game. And it's a probability game. And this is what everybody fails to just dismiss to get their ideal and what their point is and what their bullshit narrative all across is. Boom. If you start talking about successful women, black women are the leading people in climbing up the corporate ladder and kicking ass and taking numbers more than any other racial demographic. Black women are flying up that ladder. Cool? Black men are not moving at the same, nowhere near, actually, the success rate that black women are. So when you're saying I can only date somebody on my level, when you're using the fact that women black women outnumber black men, right? One. Then you talk about homosexual black men coming out of that, incarcerated black men coming out of that. Now you left with people that are out on the streets, and because these men don't fit your quote unquote success level, you got slim pickings. It's not that the niggas is not choosing you, you not choosing them.
Okay.
And that's a
325 to start.
yeah, like, right? So look, you not picking those men because they don't meet your quote unquote success level, and the numbers are not in your favor to have enough men to meet your success level. So now when you do meet the man that is handsome, successful, got good dick, that's fashionable, good sense of humor, he's smart, and he all of that shit on your box, guess what now? Because you make 300 grand, you don't fucking necessarily meet his box because he don't need your money now. So now he looking for Halle Berry or fucking a woman that you might not say. So now the women say, you know what? They don't want us. They going over here to Becky and they going over here to Maria. Y'all ain't want the nigga that was making 75 or 80 grand. That was a good ass black man that was making 75 or 80 grand. But because you put that he not on my success level parameter out there, that's why you fucking single. It's not that black men don't want you. That's why you single. You don't want the nigga that may not be at your level of quote unquote education and success. Because the numbers are skewed. If I got 10 people to pick from and it's 100 women up here, y'all only picking out of the same 10 niggas. That's why we see all these athletes and all these entertainer niggas fucking all the same women. Because them the only women that they want, dudes that they want to fuck.
So, a couple
I
things.
was with you to the end. But
Yeah. Bro,
You was cooking.
I'm talking about it. Hold up. Take the
Every time y'all go athlete, I take it personal. Like we got this shit. I ain't I'm out here married and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Take the athletes out of it. Let's say black men that make 200K. Whatever their profession is. Let's say black men that make 200, 250, regardless of whatever their profession is. Bro, that's not 1% of the United States.
Right. So, a couple things.
It's not 1% of the country, my nigga.
The argument you're disputing isn't the one I'm making, right? But I'll engage it because I still think it's worth engaging. But that's not. I mean,
How?
how what?
You are saying, the women are saying
You gotta respond.
that the men on their success level, these are your words,
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, not necessarily anything new, just the biggest hypocrite to ever walk this planet Earth, continuously coming out here talking about stuff that absolutely nobody cares about. Don't you guys think it is quite interesting that these males are always feeling so entitled to us as Black women, which is quite interesting because these males don't even like us. These males are out here talking about Black women that are in powerful position don't date Black men. And why do you guys think that is? When us as Black women, we have managed to rise above the dust, why would we want to continue to go out here and dust up whatever it is that we created? These males do have some damn audacity. These males were talking about how they hate to see the fact that Black women that be so Black, they go out here and married white, as if they don't go and do the same damn thing. And these males, if you look at them, I'm not really sure about their genetic makeup, but if you look at these three male here, to me, they look like biracial male, but I don't really care to go and find out what these Dust Bucket had to say. You guys heard they brought up Whoopi Goldberg, which I think was a perfect example because just like Serena Williams, we already know Black male, they have continuously come out here and not only try to shame Whoopi Goldberg, Serena Williams, but so much other dark complexion Black women. And when these same Black women go out here and they date some of the most successful men in society, these men also have a problem with that. It is like you're damn if you do and you're damn if you don't. Because just like that Dusty say, Whoopi herself, she came out here and no Black man wanted to marry her. We already know that they would have slept with her. They would have made her a single baby mama. But at the end of the day, these Black males, they only are willing to accept you are a Black woman if you're lighter skin complexion or if you are indeed biracial. So what in the hell are these males talking about? Why do Black males feel like we owe them anything? Come to the front of the congregation, you Dusties. Me and the rest of Black women, we do not owe y'all a damn thing. Why do the least producing males of society feel like the reason why we go out here and date the most successful group of men is because we couldn't get one of them? Nobody wants y'all. I can assure you guys, for Black women that are elevated, Black women that are leveled up, we don't even have y'all on our radar. Why would we go out here and stoop to the bottom of the tree when we can pick literally from the top and pick the best fruit that are out here? It just doesn't make any sense. You guys heard these Dusties are basically saying that this beautiful, successful Black woman husband wouldn't be with her had she not been who she is. As if these preference don't come out here for themselves and tell y'all that had y'all not had that $5, they wouldn't even give y'all the time of the day. Y'all remember that OnlyFans that took her self-hating African Toby Obonselli off of this planet Earth? She literally went on Funky and Fresh podcast and she were talking about she only dated successful Black male. But of course, they don't really have anything negative to say about that, right? Because every other group of women, they're allowed to come out here and say that they don't want a man if he's not successful. But you as a Black woman, you better not have any standard. You better go out here and get these dust bucket off of the street and build them up, only then for them to resent you. Once they do get the money that you decided to invest in them, once they do go and build a business off of your back, then they're gonna show you who they really wanted all along. Why do Black males always say that when they were in high school, a Black woman rejected them and this is the reason why they go out here and date non-Black women? We already know Black males are consistently working the hardest to isolate them dusty self from Black women so that they can be in proximity to their preferences. And hey, that is completely fine with me because at the end of the day, like I said, I like successful men. I like men that are builders. I like men that are providers. I don't like men that are dominated. So all of these non-selective preference, they can have y'all. Notice how this dusty male were talking all of this ish about us as Black women, only for him to then go and say, well, he couldn't really elaborate because his girl was white. You guys see the hypocrisy? These males want successful Black women who's doctor, lawyers, engineers, so on and so forth, to literally go out here and choose one of them off of the street simply because they're Black. This Dusty also came out here and say something that at the end of the day, we all know at this point, We already know that black women are the most educated group, but these male want us, the black woman, to go out here and get one of them off of the street, just like he says, simply because they have swagger, they have a good pee. We already know this is a community piece, so he's slinging it left and right for everybody who wants it, right? Like, what? So I'm supposed to limit myself to a dusty black man with swagger to be quote unquote race loyal? What? Whenever do y'all come out here and do that? Why do these males have these unrealistic expectations for us as black women that they don't really have for them dusty self? This Dusty also had the audacity to went on and say, so because you as a black woman, you're making over $300K a year, and this black male he's on the street looking for a shelter, you're going to miss out on the good black man because you wanted someone to be equally yoked as you? How dare you as a black woman not want to go out here and get one of these Dusty off of the street to build him up only for them to come around and abuse you? How dare you, black woman? I swear, these males are literally the biggest clown of society. This is precisely why I'm going to come out here and drag them for the filth that they are each and every opportunity that I get. And I also wanted to conclude this video, guys, with this to comment that you guys are viewing here. So just like this lady here said, she said, so if a black woman is successful, she should date whatever black male is available. Yet, if a black man is successful, he is allowed to date whoever he wants, usually white. Interesting. This is precisely what I'm saying. These males be having the most double standard when it pertains to you as a black woman. Other group of women will come out here and say they're not going to entertain any of these dusties unless they have any money. But you as a black woman, you better not expect anything from these males, because at the end of the day, these males feel like the only thing that they have to bring to a relationship, to a marriage, is their blackness, and that should be sufficient for you as a black woman. And unfortunately, black woman, I do have to say, a lot of y'all have been accepting that. A lot of y'all have been accepting the bare minimum. This is why the least producing males of society feel so comfortable coming out here saying this. These males are so angry. You guys heard how that Dusty was getting so aggravated. Like, why can't these males just have a real intellectual conversation without them being so bitter? But these will be the same group of dust bucket that want to come out here and label you as a black woman to be the angry black woman, right? And finally, guys, as you guys can see, this comment say, I felt that in my soul, Lemon. Black, we have said one of the reasons they date outside of the race. And the Dusty Umar Johnson, he has said it very loud and clear. The only reason why black males go out here and they get these non-selected group of women is because black males have a very strong, profound hatred, not only for themselves, but the black community as a whole. But guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole predicament. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about these Dusty coming out here, inserting their dustiness in this beautiful, successful black woman relationship, all because she decided that she didn't want to marry to the dust. Nonetheless, guys, whatever your thoughts and opinion are, please get in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.
Black women, it's time to hold ourselves accountable, because we are reaping what we sowed. We have lied and gassed black men up for centuries, letting them think that they are kings with no kingdoms, letting them think that they are the emperor when they are naked. And now we are dealing with the consequences of those actions. Instead of being honest with black men and requiring them to do better for not only themselves, but the community that they help create, we have allowed them to tear it apart and then put it back together quietly behind their backs, and then still let them get the credit for it.